Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I have a new knife from the Leatherman Garage series. So this is batch number 003 as they call it, and I just got this today, literally like a few minutes ago, pulled out of the mailbox. So I just took it out of the outer box, so I wanted to kind of go through this one. Do a quick unboxing, kind of first impressions. So this just kind of gives you a little paperwork, exactly what you're getting. A knife with two blades. You get a little adjustment tool, I'm guessing, to interchange the blades since you're getting two. Use light oil lubricant. Okay, and here it. So there are some folks who didn't actually care for this kind of color scheme, but I actually kind of liked it. I kind of like kind of unique colors and something that pops and looks a little different than your kind of traditional blues and blacks. So I actually have my bug outs here next to me because my first thought is that this is going to be kind of like an axis lock type of knife. But I saw another review that sounded like this was going to be a free type of lock, like a magnetic one. So that's kind of what I wanted to first kind of test out, is this locking mechanism. But let me just kind of go through the rest of the unboxing. You got a bit driver, and this obviously came off of one of the tools. I'm actually going to be kind of curious now if I can be curious to know if this would fit the free. So that's going to be my next project, is just kind of see if this would actually potentially fit into my free. So that'd be kind of cool. I'll do that later. But you get this bit changer, some paracord, and then another blade, which I'm not sure how to take out. There you go. Another blade, which is kind of cool, and this is the 154 cm, so this must be the 30V. Yes, this is the S30V. So let's test this lockout. That's the biggest thing I've been trying to do. So, a bug out, you can just, let's see if, whoa. Let's see if this one is obviously not as, this one doesn't have as much play in it, but I don't think there's a magnet in there, so I do think this might be an axis lock. Let me see here. I'm trying to see if I feel a magnet in there. No, there's no, I don't see, nor do I feel a magnet. So this has to be like a axis lock, just like a bug out. It's just, I think it's a little tight, or maybe it needs to be lubricated a little bit more to loosen it up a little more, but I will probably do that. But the build quality is, I like it. This looks like it's not plastic. This is metal on the inside, which is nice, but I don't know if this is, I'm not sure what exactly the handles are. It doesn't feel like plastic, but it's not metal, or maybe it is plastic. Yeah, it's some sort of plastic. It's not G10 because it doesn't feel it. I guess it feels a little bit like the bug out. So I guess it is plastic, to be honest. It's some sort of resin-based handle. Good clip, and you get a nice thick blade. So it is. You can kind of see it is much thicker than kind of a bug out. You're looking at probably, I don't know, the best way to show it here, but you can kind of see it is thicker. I'd say almost close to maybe twice the thickness. But it might just need to be a little loosened and lubricated, and it should function like a bug out. There we go, see? So I'm actually going to go ahead and probably take this one apart and try to loosen it up a little bit, maybe lube it up. So let me grab some bits here. First, I want to try to maybe just loosen it up a little bit to see if that'll add a little bit more play to it. Well, actually, it's actually not that tight. I can just loosen it by hand. So yeah, it does function like a. This is an axis lock. I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any magnets in there, so I think just needs a little lubrication, to be honest, because it just has a very, you know, very kind of tight fit. Because like this one, you can see wiggles, and it's in there pretty good. So hopefully they use some good quality washers. But let's go ahead and take this one apart, and I'm going to lube it up a little bit, and then we're going to see if that helps improve the action on it. Okay. Well, so that's the first disappointing thing. These are kind of pretty, you know, I want to say cheap washers, but they don't have like a ball bearing washer like some of the other knives do. So that's a little disappointing, to be honest, that at this price point you're just getting kind of basic washers. And there's no, this is dry, so it wasn't even lubricated, to be honest. So that right there explains why it doesn't swing. So we are going to lubricate this up a little bit and try to see if we can fix that, because that's a little disappointing at how and actually you can see a closer look in there. So it does appear to just be a basic axis lock. And I'll put some Loctite on it afterwards, but I just want to kind of see with a little lubrication how much improvement we get here. But I am a little disappointed, to be honest, and at this price point you would think you'd have a better washer than just a standard brass washer. I mean, it could be worse, but I was hoping for like one of those like ball bearing type of washers. Gosh darn it, and I can't get it to match up in there. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. So it just needed to be lubed, but it's still, I mean, I don't know if you're ever going to get it as good as like a Benchmade. That's better, but you know, so far, I mean, obviously this is a little bit disappointing, to be honest, because at this price point, I would have hoped to have seen better washers. And this axis lock is a little awkward because on the Benchmade, it's much easier to take both hands and push it in, where this one you have to push up. So again, kind of a dumb design because you can't really lift this with 2 fingers easily, at least, you know. Yeah. So it just needs to be worked, but yeah, that's it on this one. To be honest, it's I mean, it's cool, but it's severely overpriced, and you know, a little disappointing at that kind of just the way it's built. I think the lock should have been horizontal, and I think they should have definitely put in a better set of washers in there. I might have to look through some of my other knives and see, or I might actually look online and probably order some, like I don't know if it'll fit though. I think it'll fit. Looks like there's space. Maybe some like ball bearings in there, because then I think you'll get this kind of action where it just moves nice and swift. So as far as blade changing, it looks pretty straightforward. I'm guessing that's what the included tool will fit. And it looks like we have 2 places to unscrew. You have this one, and that came off way too easy. I think they definitely didn't put any Loctite on this, so I'll have to add some. And then you have this tiny one as well. Same thing, came off pretty loosely. And there we go. Okay, so this one actually does not come off completely, it just kind of loosens it. And you can actually see some of the finishing coming off already here. So this does not seem like it's gonna keep this kind of color for too long, which is a shame. And then let's see here. So I mean, it's pretty easy to change out the blade. I mean, pretty straightforward. Okay, so pretty simple blade change. As far as sharpness test, it feels pretty sharp. Of course, I don't have any paper laying around, but no, I mean, definitely sharp. But yeah, that's kind of my quick and kind of unboxing / review, kind of whatever you want to call it, video here. But I mean, in the end, it is what it is. I mean, these are collectible in a way. I mean, I'm not worried about the cost because I can turn around and resell this to get my money back in a heartbeat. So I wasn't worried about the money, to be honest. But I really was hoping it'd be a little bit of a better knife. You know, it's just disappointing that kind of how they couldn't have put in some better washers. And this lock is a little obnoxious to use as well. You know, and the problem I have is if you keep, you know, always lifting on one end, is that going to kind of cause some kind of, you know, uneven wear because you're always up pushing from this side, where the bug outs you're always using, you know, 2 fingers, so it kind of keeps everything straight. But you can see all the bug outs are very simple to use, except for the mini bug out because it catches your hand. But and this one, I guess I can, yeah, it's a little obnoxious. I guess if you grab it like this and then push, there you go. So there we go. So this definitely is just the axis lock. It's just going to take a little practice getting used to, but there you go. that we'll see what can I do with this thing long term, if I keep it or if I resell it. But it's definitely just more of a, what I would call kind of a show off knife, kind of a, you know, a talking piece. I'd be a little nervous really kind of using this because of how it's held. I would much rather like trust like a fixed blade than, you know, do any serious work. But then again, most of my pocket knives are just for cutting rope and opening boxes, you know. Haven't really had to do anything extreme with any of my knives, to be honest, and these are too expensive to really put in with any kind of abuse, so these are more just, you know, opening boxes, cutting some paracord or whatever. But that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. You know, I may come once I use this knife for a little bit, I may come back, do another update. I am actually going to try to source some better washers for this to see if it'll improve it, because I think the washers are pretty crappy. Just basic washers for at this price point, you should get better washers. Trying to see. So okay, that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one.